Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. And I have just been taking part in the Creative Colour Challenges. And this week the challenge is to use Blueberry Bushel, Pretty Peacock and Melon Mambo. So this is my card using those colours, and I've also used this leaf collection stamp that will be in the next annual catalogue, the 2024 to 2025 annual catalogue that launches on the 1st of May. I've got a little bit of a black die cut from Thoughtful Wishes, and my sentiment is from Simply Said, again, all new products in the next annual catalogue. So I'm going to show you the technique that I used for this, but I'm going to use some more greens to make it a little bit more in keeping with the leaf collection. I simply used this because it's the only background stamp that I had, and I wanted to play around with this fun technique. So I have decided to use a Mossy Meadow card base. I've got a layer of white for the inside and a layer of black to go on top there, and then I've got this other piece that's actually bigger than I need it to be that I am going to add some green inks to. So let me get Mossy Meadow, and I think I will go with a nice bright green. So how about Granny Apple Green and something in between, Old Olive. Let's go with that. So I'm going to start with the lighter one first. And just ink up this blending brush. And add that to my piece of card. Can build that up just in random splodges, different sizes. Okay, and then put that in there. Let's go Old Olive. Oops, that's a bit too heavy-handed there, but you get the gist. And I am gonna keep on adding bits of this colour. Hopefully when I've done the actual technique, it'll look a bit better than it's going to look at the minute. And then I will do Mossy Meadow. And I just want to fill this whole piece. That's very much darker, isn't it? And I should have had something to hold onto that so that I wasn't getting my fingers in it, but hey ho. I'm going to go back with some more bright. Okay, so I'm now happy that I've got lots of ink on there. I need to do my stamping. And this is where it gets a little bit different. So I am going to simply, I'll take that out of the way just now, spritz this with some water. Okay. And move it about a bit. There we go. And then I am going to add my card on top of my stamp, like that. And then I have a brayer here that I can use to add some pressure, or you can just use an ink pad. Or if you're dexterous enough, you can do it the other way around, just as normal, and put your stamp pad on top of your paper. Okay, let's see. And there we have. You've got some of those leaves on there. If you're happy with that, you can leave it like that. If not, you can give it another spritz. Nope. And turn it around so you definitely get a different pattern. Like so. And then it already has some little splats on there, but you can give it another spray and add some more on there if you wish to as well. Okay, I'm gonna take the worst of that off, and I'm going to do some heat embossing anyway, so I will give that a bit of a dry with my heat tool. So as I said, my sentiment is from a stamp set called Simply Said, and I've gone with Let's Celebrate. And I have a strip of black card left over from something. I'm going to use my embossing buddy. Versamark. Ink that up and pop that on. Just brought in another scrap piece here. That's my white embossing powder on there like that. I'll put that back in the pot. And I'm ready for my heat tool. Right, that's both of those bits ready. I am going to trim this down. As I mentioned earlier, it's bigger than I need it to be. So I'm going to trim off a bit from that side and a bit from that side. So I'm going to trim this down to 9.5 half. So yeah, I can trim a little bit off there. And then a little bit off there. Okay, and I think I want to take a bit off there. 9.5. I want this to be 13.5. Will I take it all off there? Yeah, why not? That'll do. So it's now a case of putting these bits together. And in fact, I think I want to trim this down a little. I'm just going to do it with scissors. I don't think that's very straight, but never mind. I'm not going to get it any straighter now. It'll do. We'll put it on at a wonky angle and it'll be fine. So I mentioned that the die cut is from this set, Thoughtful Wishes. And I've already gone ahead and die cut this one. I'll just pop that out. And on my original version, let me just pop that in there. Yeah, on my original version, I used Blueberry Bushel card backed with black, and I used some Pretty Peacock ribbon just because that was in the colour palette for the colour challenge. This one, I think I am going to not bother, but what I am going to do is add some more black. So I'm going to take my dark basic black and I'm going to add some black splats. Hopefully. Come on, we can do this. They are there, they're just very fine. Here we go, that's better. I just built up a bit of ink in the cap. There we are. There we go. A little bit more black. That there. That there. Do I want some twine? I do have some black twine. Do you know what? I don't think I do. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Yeah, let's do that. So I've got my multi-purpose liquid glue. And because this is a little bit misshapen with getting wet and dried again, I'm just going to try and make sure I've got plenty of glue on it. So I am using the spreader end, which I haven't used for ages, and then I use for quite a few projects and then I forget about it again. Right, so that is going on here. And what I forgot was that you kind of get a white edge. And on my original one, I went round with a Melon Mambo marker just to take the white away there. It was just one wee bit I was seeing there. And this die cut, I am going to find my little glue pot, hopefully. Let's hope it works. Oh, it is. So just little bits of glue on the larger pieces of the die cut will suffice. I'm going to put that on there. And I think I might pop that up on dimensionals, but I'll put this layer on first. There. Let's try and get that straightish. And I'll need to take that blob off. I will tidy that up once it is dry. I'll just put this layer inside. And then dimensionals for my little sentiment piece. So I'm actually going to use the bit along the edge of my mini dimensionals here. So I've got one big solid piece in the middle of that there. And I think it needs a little bit of bling. So let me just see what we've got. I think I'm going to use these. So these are our iridescent foil gems. And I haven't actually used many of these. So there are two different sizes. And put that one down there. So I have a little triangle. And there we go. So that is the version where I've used greens, but then I put the card on top of the wet stamp, so you've got a clearer definition of the actual stamp. This one I soaked the stamp and then put it down on my card, so there's much more water and you get much more sort of bleeding and a different effect. So different ways of doing it, but both of them are fun. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please do click on that subscribe button, click the bell and get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. Until then, please do take care. Bye bye.